Hi, welcome back to my Rug Hook and Talk Show. Annette here, and for those of you just tuning in, little Rug Hook and Talk Show, just chatting about rug hooking, and started for solo rug hookers, and hearing that there's a lot more than just solo rug hookers out there. Even if you're in a group, you're welcome here. We have a little cyber group, so welcome, and I'm working on my welcome mat still. So yes, it's taking me quite a long time. I've just been crazy. I have 10 garden beds shared on the blog, letshook.wordpress.com, and so it's been taking a lot of work because we're switching from annuals to perennials to a garden of rose beds. So there's just so much work that we're working on. So yeah, 2 beds are still vegetables, and then we have strawberries and blueberries, and the rest are all going to be roses, lilies, and some clematis, whatever you call it. So some trellises are going up. So yeah, so I've showed you my before pictures, and I know this is about rug hooking per se, but where do we get our inspiration from? We get it from everywhere, and I love flowers, and I love incorporating them into rugs, or I just love flowers on anything. So my garden is just a second home. And it's funny, I was thinking the other day, when we look at a flower, you know, like you look at a daffodil or a rose, and you think just close up, it's a very beautiful flower to take in and see all the delicate parts. The inside part as it unfurls, and the petals, and some even have beautiful leaves like hostas, and there's just so many beautiful flowers and plants to look at. But when you go and sit by a garden, you get a feeling from these flowers, a feeling that kind of overcomes you, and whether it calms you down or just evokes a sense of like awe that you're just there among these beautiful flowers. So I like to think that our rugs can do the same, so that when we're working on them for so long, we don't really get a sense of that awe or awesomeness because they're being worked on, and you don't get the complete picture. You might see one flower on the rose and say that's kind of pretty, but when the whole rug is completed is when you sit back and look at it, and it gives you a sense of a feeling. And to me, that's what rug hooking is all about. That's what gardening is all about. It's the feeling you get when you're around that completed project, or that completed artwork, or the completed art of a garden. It should bring you a sense of peace or awe or wonder, or just a place to go and forget about doing whatever else that kind of crowds your mind. And our minds get pretty crowded, I'm sure. You know, we're moms, we're dads, brothers, sisters, aunts, grandparents. So we've got a lot of shoes and hats that we wear. And so when we do work on our rugs and we work on our gardens, there is nothing else like it to bring us that sense of peace and calmness and de-stressing. So I just wanted to share that even though my garden is not so much stressing me out right now, it's just there's a lot of work that goes into it, and it's work that I really do enjoy it. At the end of the day, I'm good and tired. And it's nice. Sometimes I just come down here and sit and just hook a strip or two, and I just think of what's coming in my garden, what's coming in my rug. The work is all worth it. The process is worth it, and the process is part of the art form. So it's all good. Take your time, and if it takes you a year to complete a rug, so be it. It takes you a year. But in the end, that rug will be all the more special when you sit and see it, or it's under your feet at the corner of your base of your special chair that you like to sit in, or at the corner of your bedroom, or by the side of your bed. It's just a wonderful place to sit and look at all the work that went into that. And our gardens are a place to get inspired, even if it's just color. You might not like florals in your rugs. That's fine. I mean, I like to change my rugs up, and I like geometrics and abstracts and all that. sometimes it's just color combinations that you sit outside and see, you know. The butterflies come by and the bees and the dragonflies. I mean, everything is colorful and wonderful, and things that you didn't think looked together. In nature, they look wonderful. I mean, there's all different colors out there, and they mix and they're beautiful. So, and don't forget, you know, people always look at beiges as a neutral background. Beige, you know, maybe even grays. But green is a great neutral background. If you look back at my tulip rug, I decided to use green as the background color, and I use different shades of it. And I just find green to be calming and kind of refreshing at the same time. As blue is kind of cooling and calming, I find green to be more of a refreshing, almost like renewing type of background color. So it kind of can go either way for you. It's not agitating at all. And it is a nice color to set against flowers, because flowers, when you look in a garden, they're all set against green. Green background, greenery all around them, their leaves. So don't be afraid to experiment with different background colors, because you might be totally surprised at what you think was just so bold. If you tone it down with other colors, like even Karen Kale in her video, you'll see you can use all different shades of blue, all different shades of red, all different shades of pink, orange. Any color can be a background color, because you can tone it down with very light shades of that color, and it'll look really awesome. And don't be afraid to try something new. Okay, so I told you I had ordered a mug a while back, and it took about 4 weeks because it was a custom order mug. And it has arrived, so I just want to show you. It says Eat, Sleep, Hook. And it's this beautiful speckled neutral color. Because like I said, I was cleaning out, doing my spring cleaning, and I'm getting rid of everything that is chipped and cracked and has some colors, and I want them all gone. And I want all neutral. So the neutral I picked was white and off-white. And so even if the set of dishes don't match anymore, because they're all kind of, you know, 2 here, 3 here, I'm sure we all have it. We break a dish, we chip a dish, we no longer want it, the color, blah, 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 we change the decor. But neutrals go with everything. And so you know what? Change your decor. Your dishes and your bowls and your mugs and everything will always look nice. So that's my new thing. I'm not going to worry anymore that everything doesn't match, and we have 2 red and 2 blue and 2 green. So now everything's neutral. Is that cool? They did a custom for me. And so I did share with them that I would tell you about it. And I bought them off of Etsy. And I'll show you their little pretty colored card. Okay, so they have a website, and they also have an Etsy shop. So you can look up Lapella Pottery on Etsy. They're out of Unicoi, Tennessee. And I just want to say that it's absolutely beautiful. It's got this great big handle. It's very wide. It's great for a man. You can put anything in here. It's quite large. I think it's about 14 ounces. So it's a little less than 2 cups. Right now in here I have, I found a tea bag upstairs. Must have bought this last year, forgot about it. It's Bigelow apple cider tea bag. And in it, it has apple, hibiscus, cinnamon, apple and apple cider, cloves, lemon peel, orange peel, licorice root, and clove oil. So it's got all this great stuff in it. And I added a little apple cider to sweeten it up myself. Let's give it a taste. Very good. Little tart, and if you like it a little sweeter, go ahead and add some more apple cider to it. But really nice. Cold morning here in New England. Cold, not so much relativity to 70. I mean, it's down to about 40, but it's still cold considering it's spring, and I would like it warmer. So there you go. Okay. So I've been working on my rug, little at a time. It's almost done. I've got quite a lot of it done. I'm going to just try to lift this up to show you basically what is left of it. It's just this little corner piece now. That's it. I have it upside down, so that's why the letters look like that. I'm outlining the last leaf, and then it'll just be background and binding. And for those of you who just might be catching this, I'm working on an Anderson frame. and I have a twill binding already attached to my rug. I do that, I find it the easiest, most simple way. If you want to add a little bit more texture to it or strength, whatever you think, depending on where you're putting your rug, you could add a little bit of piping, cording all around underneath. You can hand stitch that into place, a little basting stitch, and then fold it over, and you'll have like a little rounded corner. And those look nice too. So you have those options. But I keep mine flat, and it's all good. This is on monk's cloth I'm working. And like I said, I'm just finishing up the texture on the back of this. And so as we go into spring, obviously we know we have on rughookingdaily.ning, we have different groups. A lot of us listen to audiobooks. A lot of us are big readers. And audiobooks are great because you can listen while you're hooking. So that's really, really a fun way to rug hook and get your latest big novel in at the same time. I am a big, big reader. I'm always reading 2 or 3 books at one time. And I always like to share. I said, why not? Why not share? But I also get what's called book reviews, books, magazines. This one's called Book Page. I don't know if anybody else gets it, but it's really awesome. And it just shows you all the new books that are coming out this month on every single subject. So it's really cool. Comes once a month. This is February's of 2015. Has about 30 pages, 32 pages, 35 pages, like that. Again, Book Page. You can subscribe online, and there you go. So that's one thing I wanted to share. It's great fun to read them at night, or if you just want to sit outside and just look. And I like to read about books as they're coming out. I don't know who else gets this. RT Book Reviews. It used to be called Romantic Times because I guess it was all based towards romance novels, but I think it has totally segued out of that. And it does a lot of romance, but it's now everything, mystery, suspense, thrillers, inspirational, paranormal, whatever you read is in here. And again, awesome. It comes once a month, and it's RT Book Reviews, and this is great fun. It tells you every book that's out there. Okay, so sorry, I just knocked that over. Okay, a new book that I had read a while back, and I just went and bought it because it was so awesome. I wanted to keep it. It has recipes in it too. It's called A Feast Nearby. It's not a cooking book. I'll read the front blurb. How I Lost My Job, Buried a Marriage, and Found My Way by Keeping Chickens, Foraging, Preserving, Bartering, and Eating Locally, all on $40 a week. So it's quite an interesting story that she shares with us. There's a few little, she gives a few little, like apple and pear butter, she gives you her recipe. But the story is so cool, and she just shows you how to eat frugally and cook clean and eat locally, and it's a really, really interesting, good story. You'll enjoy it. It's called A Feast Nearby, Robin Mather. Okay, let me see if I can show you the whole book. There you go. Okay. And also, so I like to read trade paperbacks. I don't read the small mass paperbacks because they're small. I have a Nook, but I, for some reason, like books. So I'll do a Nook here, a Nook book once in a while if it's really inexpensive. You get your bookperk.com and they send you the cheapy books for like $1.99 to download. And so I'll do those. But if I buy a book for $12, $13, I really would like a book in my hand. So I got this cool cover. And so you could read any of your books and keep it incognito. You know, whether it's a romance novel or a health book, or you just want to protect the book that you're reading, because the trade paperbacks have covers that are kind of soft. And this was so much, I love it. It's so pretty. It's got little hummingbirds. And this I purchased from Amazon, and you can go to the website. It's hiddensecretscovers.com. And there's a little, I don't know if you could see the little, there you go. Okay, let me see the size of this. This would be for a trade size, I would say. Yeah, it's a little smaller than this hardcover. So, there you go. Okay, just wanted to share those things with you. So, I'm finishing up on this leaf, and I just want to see what time frame. 14 minutes, okay. like I said, I'm working on the monk's cloth, and it's not so bad. It really isn't. You know, I kind of renewed my enjoyment working on it, but if you want to really talk ease of hooking, then there's nothing better than, again, I'm going to say it, Michelle Micarelli's linen. Yep, it is wonderful. So I was looking at the other linen she has really fast. Just the other day I was looking at it, and I'm like, you know, we finish off our rugs. Everybody hates the finishing process. There's got to be a simpler way. Deanne Fitzpatrick just folds her burlap under and stitches. But again, you see that burlap, and it's kind of, you know, bland in color. And obviously, if you have a rug that's a lot of red or bright colors, you know, the edging on that isn't so wonderful. But if you have a beige rug, maybe the background blends in a little better. But look at how nice this is. This is called oatmeal. It's actually a tweed. It's got two colors, if you could see. And I was thinking, you know, if you did a beige rug on this stuff, this would be pretty to just fold maybe a little less than under and maybe machine stitch it all around, right? If you did it like a half-inch border, and then machine stitch it so it almost has a little bulk to it around the edge. And linen is super tough, so I thought that would be good. But again, people might say, well, it could wear away, and you know, but the twill tape could wear away too. So I'd be willing to experiment with that. But just a thought, it's very pretty, and it has colors. There you go. I even thought of dyeing linen. Why couldn't we dye this if we didn't want to bind it, you know, like, and just fold it under to match the background color of our rug. Again, does it have to do with durability? If we folded it under 2 or 3 times, we'd have a lot of linen under there, because I know I have a 5-inch piece of linen just about all around. So if we pulled that under and just kept stitching it, would that help? I don't know, something to think about. And then we can just kind of not worry about the twill tape and all that. Just something to think about. Okay, if anybody has any other ideas on finishing rugs. I mean, I think we've exhausted so many ways. The simplest way, obviously, is folding it under and living with it like that. And probably is the easiest, most simplest way. I think I've done it on 1 or 2 of the rugs, and that's it. Everything else has been finished with twill tape, or the little, my little horse rug over here is finished with the wool yarn wrapped around cording. So, yeah, it is what it is. We're always looking for a simple way out of that. But if you realize it is important to finish it properly, to protect your rug and all your hard work, believe me, you will realize why we look to finish it like that and protect your rug. I think what gets me is just having to cut off all that linen. That, like, just, not that I find it wasteful, it's just I feel bad, like, could it be there to protect the rug? Maybe we can keep it on. So I'll be experimenting with finishing some rugs a few different ways, and as I do, I'll share them with you and see how they come out. So I realize the summer is upon us, and we all have different things that we work on, and we do our traveling and that sort of thing. So I'm trying to see. I feel like I can't turn this too well. I think we got it stuck on something. There we go. Okay. The Anderson rug frame that I'm using is on a swivel stand. So for those of you who haven't seen it, there you go. This swivels, so I turn it. So if you see me kind of struggling a little, it's just because it's hitting my desk. So, you know, I'm trying to finish this rug. And so when this rug is finished is when I'll be back on. So you probably won't see me for quite a while, because I'm trying to get this finished. Or you might see me next month with the finished product. You might see me in 3 weeks. But I've got so much gardening to do and so much planting, this might take me a little longer than I expected. But in any event, that's what will be. You will see this finished in my next show. And I'm not sure how long it'll take, but what I will do is I'll put a little blog up saying that it's coming up, and so you can kind of know that the end is near, and then that'll be it until probably I start something in the summer out by the garden when the garden planting is done, and that should be really fun. So I'll be taking this video camera outside, and you'll see me hooking around my rose bushes and my lilies, and it should be really beautiful because the garden back there is really peaceful and quiet, and so I think it'll be something nice to add to our rug hooking show. So until we meet again, I want to just say thank you for still sticking with me and joining the show, and I hope the things that I bring you are enjoyable and you can use them, and you have shared the show with somebody else. If you know a rug hooker out there, just share the show with them. It might just help open up some things for them that they haven't thought about, and we get a really big group of people here. It's really neat. Share about rughookingdaily.ning. And let them join our group there too. So for all of you watching from all around the world, I see there's Australia up there and Germany, big in the UK, Canada, how we doing? I have a lot of people from Canada, and of course the United States. So I just want to say thank you for joining me. Share the Rug Hooking Talk Show with somebody today. Maybe it'll just brighten up their rug hooking day. So again, thanks for joining me. I wish you well, and I'll see you soon. Happy hooking.